Howdy, folks. Dave Mann here again, Rollman Revolution. Now, I wanted to discuss something very important, something that has been brought up within the mainstream over the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can pretty much turn on the news, especially like the mainstream ones, the CNNs, MSNBCs, all of the real great, high-quality propaganda news. You could turn on any one of those stations right now, 24/7, and the news cycle has pretty much got the confrontation they're talking about. This is supposed confrontation between Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and the Maga team, meaning that because of the way these gentlemen, those two individuals, think about how the way the world operates and how the way that the world works, they are much in favor of bringing in foreign top talent. Okay, so this is what the whole argument's over. Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk want to pursue a bit of legislation which would allow big tech, big businesses of all sorts to hire people from foreign countries who are, let's say, experts in engineering or software design or whatever the case may be. Things that the United States right now needs in order to become the best at whatever it is that we're doing. According to these two gentlemen, we need to outsource that. We need to go overseas to India, to China, to all different places to try to find the best engineers for our country. And the way that they use it is it's kind of like assembling a 1986 Mets team or a 1927 Yankees, where the whole goal is to try to get the best players from all over the world and put them onto one team. What I think a lot of these people in the tech world, in the billionaire class world, have forgotten. The most important thing is that who is buying all of the shit that you all sell to the world right now? Who's buying the big tech? Who's buying all of the VCRs, the TVs, the new gadgets and gizmos? Who's buying it all? Right here. The United States, for the most part, is buying most of the stuff that these people are constantly trying to make profits on. So what I'm saying is this, okay? Why don't we do this? Rather than try to search the world for all the great experts and bring them here and Americanize them and all that other nonsense. I have found through my 35 years of working in grocery retail, 30 years of working in grocery retail and in retail in general, when you reinvest in a team, meaning that rather than taking your money and outsourcing it or trying to find other ways or going to distant lands to try to find that one person or get a recruiter to find that one person that you need. How about reinvesting in the large group of people that you have? Meaning, rather than taking the time going overseas and looking for these people, you have an untapped talent pool right here in the United States. And when I say you have an untapped talent pool, I know you don't know what you're talking about, because if you did, you would not be making the assessments and you would not be putting out these ideas about trying to ascertain foreign help when you have that help right here. You just don't know it. And the reason why you don't know is because majority of America over the last 25, 35, 40 years has been shit on by the government that we have put into office. See, if you stop for a minute, and this happens amongst businesses, I know because I've worked for many major corporations and many businesses in my life, when a company gets too large, let's say it starts out with, let's say, a few different locations and whatnot, but once it gets into the thousands of locations, now the company is nationwide and it's so large, it gets further and further away from its original foundation. It forgets, or the people at the highest level of these new businesses, when they get that large, forget where they came from. They start looking at their employees because there's way too many now. The company's gotten way too large. The industry is much. They're no longer a person. They become a number, a digit, a name on a page. And when you have that in a company that becomes very, very massive, what ends up happening to the company? Well, over time, you start to see it break down, and you have internal conflicts. You develop these inside the company itself. What happens is you have two different sides. You have an in-group and an out-group. Does that remind you of something? Oh, yeah, that's right. The United States. Did you notice in the United States, as the country got larger and larger and larger and larger and larger, we forgot what made us great in the first place. That's the problem here. And the big problem that has been circulating over the course of the last 25 years, which I have been trying to break through with this monstrosity we call representation in Washington. I have been trying to get senators, representatives, and just people in general to realize you have everything you need right here in the United States. I meet people every single day, and I am shocked at what their capabilities are. And I would imagine if the United States government and the people that we put into power actually stopped for just one damn minute and realized, do you know where you are? Do you have any idea where you are? You're not in Bangladesh. You're not in some random remote desert in the middle of fucking bumfuck Egypt. No, you're not. You're right here in the United States, in which you have full access to some of the greatest talent that has never been pulled thus far. And you want to go overseas. Why? Because you get the immediate effect, a guarantee. A guarantee what? I have found through my years of working in retail and working in management, working for companies, that when you reinvest in the people that made the company or the country or whatever it is you're doing great in the first place, you will move mountains. The problem with people like Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, is they haven't dealt enough time, in my opinion, in that world to see where that talent is. Americans have been shit on. We have been given garbage education. You have literally turned the American people, which was supposed to be the greatest nation in the world, into a bunch of hamsters on a wheel, going to a meaningless job that they can't stand in order to make ends meet in a world that has become almost impossible to survive in. Week by week, month by month, paycheck to paycheck. And now we want to try to outsource the greatest jobs to other people and not train the people here. No, 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 no. You have a problem, and you're going to have a problem, Elon. You're going to have a problem, Vivek. And again, I have a lot of respect for both of you. But at the same time, you don't know everything. And that's what makes you dangerous sometimes. Because you've been in the industry for so long and you've managed so many big things and you've done and had so many successes, you think that everything you touch turns to gold. You think that every one of the decisions that you have is correct, is the right decision. In Elon's case, because I'm a genius, because I'm just this smart. Sometimes you're wrong. Every once in a while, even the genius is wrong. Even the really smart guy in the room is wrong. And I'm telling you, on this issue, you are dead wrong. You want to make a country great, you reinvest in the things that made it great to begin with. That's the American people, baby. And if you have a problem with that, well, seek life elsewhere, because it's not going to, you are not going to win that argument here. And the reason why you're not going to win that argument here is because I'm in the game too. I'm one of those people that you're forgetting about. There are many people just in my neighborhood, in my small community here, that could do wonders for this country, given the right opportunity. The big problem in this country is opportunity. You have so much untapped resources right here in the people that made this country great, and you're not even utilizing them. That's silly. That's like having all this ammunition sitting up in your cupboard. You have it. There's an enemy outside, and you're saying, we got to wait 6 days until we get our delivery. We're not going to use this. I don't understand. Maybe you could explain it to me. I understand that maybe we need to fix things in the immediate. We could lose guys like Einstein, or what about Werner von Braun and all that other stuff. Listen, we're talking about hundreds to maybe thousands of people that you take in over the course of 20-year time period. We're not talking about ones and twos and threes and four. We're not migrating hundreds of thousands of people just because they are geared or gifted in a specific area, because that's what the industry calls for in, let's say, Taiwan or Hong Kong or one of these other. No. What you do is you develop a system right here in the United States in which you can train, recruit, inform, and prepare the next generation of students, leaders, and managers to these jobs, making this country great, giving and bringing back high quality, good paying jobs right here to the people that live and pay the taxes right here. It's not rocket science. And Donald Trump, if you need somebody on your team in order to explain this to people, I'll be more than happy to. My thousands of hours working side by side, day in and day out with the general public, gives me a good insight, really, as to how you need to develop a team, how teams are developed, and what constitutes a great functioning network. It's the reinvestment. When you reinvest in anything, just take your children, take your family. If you're an absentee husband, father, wife, whatever, and you don't pay attention to your family, what happens? The family suffers. The children suffer. But if you are a father or mother that takes time, goes out of their way to be a participant in reinvesting your time in your child's future, what ends up happening? That child blossoms, blooms, and thrives. And yet, we can't see this on the grand scale. And I don't understand why. There are some things that I believe, as an American citizen, we could do 100 times better if you put the right people into the right place at the right time. But the talent pool that you're looking for isn't thousands of miles away overseas. It's sitting right here, just waiting for an opportunity to get that phone call. I think Donald Trump, his team, the people with Doge, you need to revisit really what it is you plan on doing. Because, again, MAGA, people like myself and many others like me, have been on this train for a very long time. In my case, since 2001, 2002. Really started going in 2008, 2009, the Ron Paul Revolution and all of the stuff that's going on with Wall Street. I remember when you start to see how government really operates and how the media and government kind of work intertwine, and you see what's happening behind the scenes. I've watched families, cities, major municipals just fall to shit overnight because we didn't care about the people that we said we were going to take care of. We just let them go. We just forgot about them. We just said they're not worth anything. That does two things. It causes resentment from the people that you did it to, but also you lose out on the thing that could have made it great in the first place. And the resources are right there. No. The way we do better is by reinvesting in this place, reinvesting in the people, reinvesting in the citizens that made this country great in the first place. You want a great country? Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to show you how this works. It's not rocket science. We have made this so complicated because everybody up there just wants to get their cut. Just wants to get their cut, not give any cut to the American people. Don't you want a piece of the action, America? Don't you believe with all your blood, sweat, and tears and all those years and days and hours of working hamster on the wheel, don't you believe you should get a cut of something that is yours here in the United States? Don't you think that should be at least feasible? Some of these people don't. And a word to the wise for all of these new faces to MAGA, these new people that just keep scurrying in off the street. Look, I love people who recognize that, yeah, the way we were doing it was wrong, and this is the way we need to be doing it now. I love when people have that aha moment, and they wake up to something and go, yeah, it could have been great, but, this is much better. A lot of people are coming over to MAGA now, and I get that, because you're seeing what it truly is, and that's wonderful. But for those who think they're just going to jump on board the bandwagon because now Trump is in charge, and if I rub elbows with Trump, and I start to do the things that I need to do, whatever, I'm going to get my word in there. No. Okay? We don't just invite, I'm not going to just invite somebody off the street into my home and then allow that person to go ahead and rearrange my house in any way that they want to. That's not how it works. Okay? There have been people who have been on the side of President Trump and this movement since the beginning. So we're not going to have people who just want to waltz in here that were against Donald Trump only a year and a half, 2 years ago, and start to say that, we know better. Or I know better than Trump. No. We're not going to do that. You don't know better than the American people. You don't know better than what we are dealing with every single day. It's about time this country does what it says it was going to do. If we are truly by the people, for the people, then we need to start living it and not pretend. I am tired of this quote-unquote leadership, this thing, this imaginary thing that we believe is in charge, okay? Now, if we're pretending to make so that we have an order type system in this country, that we do actually have a law, a nation of laws and a system of laws, and that we're going to follow those things. If we're really going to do that, then we really need to take it seriously. If we're just going to go ahead and willy-nilly this whole goddamn thing, then the whole purpose of this nation, it's a joke. It would be a joke if we're not really going to take the laws, the Constitution, and the things that made this country great in the first place seriously. If we don't take that stuff seriously, then what in the hell are you doing? So these guys, Vivek, Elon, look, like I said before, I have respect for a lot of people up to a point. But you were not MAGA in the beginning. You have been living in the big tech world of California, and I understand that you have an agenda too. I understand that you see stuff that maybe people who are, living their day-to-day 9 to 5, whatever it is, going to their job, blah, blah. I know. The Walmart types. I get it. We have a different perspective than the people of the caviar upper class, champagne wishes, and caviar dreams lifestyle. We get that. However, don't assume for 1 minute that we are stupid. Don't assume for 1 minute that we cannot handle the truth. Don't assume for 1 minute that we don't know really what's going on. Because once you start assuming like that, that's when you get railroaded. Look, MAGA has been made into a powerhouse. And it's not because of anything Trump did or anything one individual did. The living experience of the American people has united all of us. Because everyone is feeling the hell. And the only way we're going to remove this hell from our life is by joining together and recognizing where the source of the problem is coming from. Government has been the problem for a very long time. And now the people are going to right it. You want a better nation? Reinvest in the people that made it great. This is not up for negotiation. If you decide to pursue this, Elon, Vivek, or anyone in that sector, you will lose. We're either going to put the citizens of this nation and the livelihood and the families of this nation first, or we're not. But pick. But pick quickly. Because again, I am sick and tired of people pretending to be for America and then doing something entirely different that benefits only them and the people within their little sector. I'm done with it. Put this country first or get the hell out. That's all I got to say about that. We are going to reinvest in this nation, and we're going to do it today. Talk with you soon, my friends. Share this video with somebody. It's very important that we get voices that are actually looking out for you out there. I'm just like you. I'm on the hobby horse, hamster on the wheel, 2 jobs. So I know. We win when we stick together and we put this nation first. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I hope to see you out there, my friends. Take care. Peace.